Hey guys, how's it going? We're going to be talking tower mode today. I was super excited for this mode, and I'm going to keep it close to the vest. I'm not going to let you know if I enjoyed it till we talk about is it fun. So, is this mode good? Let's break it down. Let's look at some tips for progressing. We're going to look at the rewards, how it works, and some possible improvements that can be made. So let's jump right into it, starting with how it works. And I'm basically just going to read off the rules here. You can check the rules. If you go into the tower mode and you look at where it says floor, for me it says right now floor 34, and on the right there's a little I. You can look at the rules in all their glory here. I'm just going to talk about some bullet points. And basically, we're going to climb this tower one floor at a time. Winning will climb you up. Completing all 50 floors, sorry, not all 50 floors, completing 50 floors will finish all the milestone rewards for you. So you don't have to do all those crazy teams from 51 to 75 to get the milestones. Though, climbing to 50 is not going to be easy, let me tell you. Each character can be used once per day, and they go on cooldown until midnight UTC. For me, that's 8 p.m. Eastern. That's my third store reset. And here is a super cool thing. You can't pay to refresh a character who's on cooldown. That's really good. You cannot buy your way through this mode. I mean, you kind of can because you bought your roster, and your roster can be huge and help you really wreck these floors. But you can't just throw your Infinity Watch at everything and reset them and do it over and over and over and over and over again. So I really like that. So there is an element of skill that's going to go into this mode. I think that's fantastic. For sure, the big roster people are still going to crush it, but there's going to be some skill involved. I think that's fantastic. For the first 50 floors, if you lose, you still stay on that same floor. Sorry, it's getting late. If you were to lose the battle, that's cool. But once you complete floor 50, from floor 51 to 75, if you lose, you drop down to floor 51. So you do not want to lose. You don't want to lose at all because, like we were just talking about, going on that 24-hour cooldown is a big hit to your chances for ranked rewards and even to complete the milestones, because there's going to be some people who are going to struggle to get to floor 50. It's not easy. And that's going to bring us to the sim part. Yes, you can hit sim. I stopped hitting sim at like floor 16 because it just got really heavy. That's why the video that you see playing probably right now is in times 500 speed, because it was like an hour 50 stream, and I'm obviously talking over this because I'm not going to edit an hour 50 minutes of stuff right before New Year's. I'm actually trying to get to bed pretty soon, so yeah, so be careful with sim, I guess was my point there. Be careful with sim. The opponents that we face are the same as what everybody faces. I think that's really good. So Tandomac is facing the same opponents as me, who's facing the same opponents as my friend John, who will probably reach floor 5, quit, and then quit the game forever. So I say it's good, and it is good for the end/mid game players. It's not really all that great for newbies. So maybe they can find a way to address that at some point. All right, moving on. The reward structure. So just looking at the milestone rewards real quick, we get a lot of ability orbs, T2s, T3s, and some gear orbs. So we get some blue, we get some purple. We don't get any orange, which is kind of silly, but we do get a bunch of catalysts. 210 of all catalysts and 420 of the superior basic catalysts. That's all orange catalysts I'm referring to. And we're going to get, woohoo, 3 teal orbs. That is insane. Can you imagine giving us 3 teal orbs? Everybody's going to finish Dark Dimension 5 by the end of this week with those 3 orbs. Little salty sarcasm. I think it's just silly to give that small amount of orbs, but it's okay. We're also going to get some gold orbs. So what's that? It's 1 gold orb, 2 gold orb, 3 gold orb, 3 gold orb, 4, 5, 6 gold orbs total. I think that's cool. If they run this weekly, then we're getting 6 extra gold orbs a week. I think that's fantastic. That's amazing. Next, we'll look at the ranked awards. There's some questions here, some questionable decisions that they made, particularly the high-end rewards compared to the low-end rewards. And just there's a certain point of drop-off where it's kind of head-scratching. But so from 1 to 100, we're getting 12 of these tower orbs. Kind of questioning these tower orbs. The characters in the middle are like 2-year-old characters. It's kind of silly to them to even be in there. But I guess the side pillars are what the real rewards are, and it's basically teal uniques. There's a jackpot where you can get 18. That's pretty cool, but it's such a small chance that I don't think the people getting between 1 and 100 are gonna just have this giant progression leap ahead of other people, and I kind of like that. Yes, some people are going to pull that jackpot lever, and good for them, but I don't like it when an event, you know, makes somebody say everything else even. We have these two rosters. I can't go as hard as this event. You get to go harder, and all of a sudden, you know, you're crushing me in all content because you got these rewards. I don't like events like that, so I think these rewards are actually pretty spot on, fair, and actually really line up with the possibility of this running weekly, which I think they should do. I don't think they should make this mode and then throw it away because it's awesome. I dropped the ball. I was supposed to save that for later. I think this mode's awesome. But continuing on with these rewards, what's this? 10 or 25 teal orbs for ranks 1 to 100. And then it's 20 for 1%, and they're dropping 10 orbs all the way down. That's fine. Teal orbs are what they are. These orange orbs, you get the same amount of orange regular orbs as teal orbs. I think that's kind of silly. They should probably have tripled that because the amount of orange gear we're blowing through in all these new characters, I think they kind of need to loosen up on that. So the rewards at the high end are pretty good. 240 T4s all the way down till the 10% mark. So I like that. I don't want them to be giving so many T4s to people like me who are probably going to do very well on this, and then very little T4s to people who aren't, which kind of brings me down to ranks 46 to 100%. They drop down from 120 T4s to 40 T4s and 20 T4s respectively between the 46, 65, and 66 to 100%. Why even give them T4s at that point? My guys, stop it. If they're that low on the leaderboards, it's more likely that they need a different kind of resource. They don't need your 2 teal orbs. Get out of here. Your 4 orange orbs, your 4 orange elite orbs. Maybe you should give them, I don't know, 100 purple orbs. I'd be fine with that. Maybe you should give them 20 gear tier 14s and 20 gear tier 15s. Maybe you could switch it up. It doesn't need to be uniform rewards. Yeah, I just don't like that. I think that's something that they can improve upon to make sure that, like, the people at the lower end of the game are climbing faster and catching up to us at the end game. I think that'd be beneficial to everybody, especially our recruiting efforts. So yeah, that's the rewards. On the whole, I like the rewards. I don't think they're game breaking. I think that this mode is fun. And that gets us to this. Is this game mode fun? Yes, this game mode is super fun. I had so much fun in this game mode. I don't think I've had as much fun in this game since I unlocked Doom and brought him right into Doom First Strike, I think it was, and used them on Tech and finally beat Tech without struggling. That was a good moment, but I think this one even topped it because there was so much going on, and maybe it's because I'm on a stream and I was with a lot of you guys, but we were planning around the roster. We were looking at what's coming. We were kind of fantasizing about those floors 51 to 75. I had a lot of fun doing that. And then just doing the battles, you know, hitting sim and being super shy. Like, did I just lose? Did I just do something stupid? And even at the end, when I realized, hey, I could have managed my roster better and got a little bit further, it's like, but hey, I learned, and that's cool. And, you know, hopefully I'll be able to apply that learning to the next tower mode. Hopefully, you know, after these 6 days, they just launched another one right away. I think that'd be fantastic. So is it fun? Yeah, this mode is fun. You know, ranking aside, if you're not worried about the rewards, just the gameplay is fun. And I think this game really, really needed something like that. Warg has gotten pretty stale. Blitz is what Blitz has always been. Raids, we've been doing the same raids for a while. Grand Tournament's gonna be cool, but this tower mode is something else. It's a PvE, like you're playing against the PvE. It's different, it's fun, it's exciting. I really like it. I hope they stick with this mode and just tinker with it. Let's talk about some tips now. Plan ahead. I just told you I could have got a bit further had I planned ahead better, broken up certain teams. Like, I didn't need to use my Infinity Watch the way I used it. I definitely could have broken them up. Probably would have gotten 2 floors higher had I done that. I could have used my Eternals differently. Could have got further had I not waited so long to use them. So plan ahead. With that said, maybe don't waste too much time on the initial climb, because you'll just go crazy looking at your roster. The way they have it set up right now, we'll talk about that in improvements. So yes, plan ahead. And when you're planning ahead, break up some of your top teams. Like I just said, you can break up your Infinity Watch into your Gamora Nebula, someone in stream, what they call it, the Thanos's kidnappees or something like that. Oh, I'm gonna regret. Not he said it much funnier. His terminology was much better than my super sleepy Canadian self right now. I don't know why I brought the Canadian part into that. But yeah, break up them, take your Adam Warlock, your Fire Level, your Moondragon, use them somewhere else. They could obviously handle themselves. Your Eternals don't need to have... I think I took them in with my Web Warriors, who never even got a turn because Eternals just wiped out floor 33 on their own the first turn. So when you're planning ahead, break up some of your top teams, put them with your garbage characters. I was good at doing that at the beginning, but then I fell off trying to hold on to my power, thinking it was going to get pretty insane later. In the initial climb, not so much. So break up those top teams. Tips, oh my god, beware reworked characters. There was this oh god moment I had on one of the mini bosses, I think, where there was a Yondu surrounded by a bunch of garbage characters. I think it was Hulk, Vision, Black Widow, and admittedly Gamora, who's also a reworked character. And I just went in there with my Marauders. I took Sabretooth out to keep for Weapon X. And yeah, Yondu almost obliterated me. And having lost a fight, I didn't lose the fight, but had I lost the fight, I would have been super bummed. So beware those reworked characters. I also know, I think it was floor 17, there was Wolverine, Sabretooth, and a bunch of Spider-Man. A bunch of people failed on that one because they underestimated it, and they tried to do too close a punch across to manage their, the strength of their roster and get as much distance out of it as they could. So beware those reworked characters. If you remember the feeling of using Sabretooth's ult for the first time after his rework, remember that that's what the computer is doing to us now. So keep in mind reworks, especially Yondu. My lord, that made me really start taking another look at my Yondu. I was going to skip Ravagers, but I have a 7-star Yondu, so maybe just bringing him up could be fun. And now, remember the classics. Remember your Black Order versus Black Order. If you're not familiar with that matchup, knock their Proxima into yellow before either Thanos has a second turn. That makes their Thanos go first, your Thanos then flips it all back, and you win the match. So you gotta remember those classics. Remember like the Hella Natural. Remember how your symbiotes excel against minion teams. Same with Astonishing X-Men. Remember, there's so much. There was a lot of nostalgic fights in here. And a lot of nostalgic matchups that I really enjoyed. I know a lot of people were like, oh, this is old now. And I was just like, this is awesome. So remember those classic fights, and it's going to help you get a lot further. So what can they improve? They could make this its own mode, get the save squads out of the Blitz tab, and let me know what the cooldown on my damn characters are. I think half of my stream was just trying to filter through the characters that actually had cooldown, and to do that, because you couldn't do it on the scroll menu, I had to do it on the big menu. You can see me going through that for most of the video, so make sure they got to fix that eventually if they want to make this a full mode. I think that'd be awesome, and they should make this a full mode. It's a really fun mode. What else can they do? Let me go in with less than 5 characters. Yes, that's going to help people climb a lot further on the initial, because like I said, if you break up your Infinity Watch, you bring in just your Thanos' kidnappees, and you can do a full match with just those two. And then you can bring in Adam Warlock, Fire Level, and bring them just in with just those 3. But if you have to bring in, say I had to bring in my level 1 Scarlet Spider, or my level 1 Kingpin, or whatever, I can no longer take a match against an Astonishing X-Men team. Whereas maybe I could have soloed though, or used just my Adam Warlock Fire Level combo against an Astonishing X-Men team of much lower power. I can no longer do that if I have to bring in level 1 characters, because Jubilee is going to get her speed meter going. I can get stunned, and then it can just be a whole thing. Now, that possibly is done by design, and I can respect that. But it takes a little bit away from the theory crafting, and we all kind of like doing some cheesy stuff from now and again. So I think maybe if they limit it to 4, like in Dark Dimension 4, which we're also going to talk about. If you limit it to 4 people, so you don't have to take as many bad players or characters in with you. Let's just take our roster and get them a little bit further. And let's be honest, those floors 51 to 75, you're not going to be taking 4-man teams into a bunch of those. A couple of them for sure you could, but there's a bunch of them that you're going to need full teams with. And I think we're going to be climbing a lot slower than we did this initial day. I had just thought about something along the way as well. But Oh, Dark Dimension 4. Right. Dark Dimension 4 had this really cool built-in thing where certain enemy characters would only use certain moves, or they would have different targeting priority, or their cooldowns would start at different places. Like in the raids, some of the cooldowns of these characters starts at different places. If they could implement that in some of these matches, I think that'd be super cool. Like say they had one where there was, I don't know, 3 Falcons or 4 Falcons and a Doom. And as soon as you got in, it said, oh, by the way, all of these Falcons will open up with special. Oh my god. That'd be super cool. That'd be super fun. And I think that would add just an extra flavor to this game mode that could help make it an even better game mode. And it's already kind of a knockout. I really like it. I know some people were actually kind of not happy with it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Another thing they could possibly improve, and I don't know how they would do this considering they want it to be even standing for everybody. The teams don't start out easy. I kind of thought the first 30 floors I'd be able to take like my 20k Ravager Stitcher and he was solo floor 1. No. I think they start out at like 200k power and they quickly get up to 400k, but with like these meta defining characters, or these one-time meta defining characters. So I think they need to find a way to kind of help newer players get their foot in the door on this game mode, at least up till the floor 50, so they get all the milestones. With that said, I would hate for them to do that and then make it a cakewalk for me to get all the way up to 50, because I really enjoyed the difficulty of trying to decide like, oh, this 500k Emerauder team or whatever it was, can my Skeleton beat it without war bonuses? And having to figure that out, I thought that was really fun. So I hope they can try and strike a balance between giving a path for newer players to also enjoy this, while not making it face roll for the old dogs. And I think just having different enemies, say at different account levels, say like if you're a level 85, this is what you're gonna get. If you're on a level 20 account, this is what you're gonna get. And I think that would be fair, and they could still make, you know, floors 51 through 75 be the same for everybody, so the ranked rewards are gonna be, you know, top dogs, you're gonna get the ranked rewards, it is what it is. But give those new players, you know, something to play with. I think that'd be really dope. Anyway guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think. What kind of possible improvements do you think they can make to this? What kind of tips do you have? Do you like the ranked awards? Do you find it fun? I hope you guys find it fun. I hope they get overwhelming support for this game mode and they make it a permanent stay. I think that'd be awesome. I hope this doesn't just sound like me shilling for whatever that word is for Scopely Boundless. I think they have a lot of deserved criticism they get. I don't think this game mode is one of them. I think this is awesome. So guys, as always, I hope you're happy, healthy, having fun. This is going to be the last video of this year. I'm going to be with the in-laws, bringing in the new year, French-Canadian style, so that's going to be dope. Have a good one. Don't drink too much. Get a taxi. Have fun, but be responsible. That's your dorky dad. Not your dad, but that's my name. Happy New Year. Bye.